Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
Why were you ashamed of yourself like never before? When I was 18, I started stealing money out of the register at the mom and pop store where I worked. I can't even tell you why I did it. I had never stolen even a candy bar before, but I started stealing large amounts of cash by falsifying refunds on the register. It went on for about a year, and then one day I was called into the office where two detectives were waiting. I had stolen over $17,000 in a year. That wasn't the shameful part. The shameful part was telling my dad that I was being charged with 7 felonies, but that if he paid the grocery store back, they would drop all charges. I don't know how he ever forgave me for this. He is the most honorable person I know, and the look of disgust on his face when I told him has stuck with me forever. And of course he paid them back for me. I'm 31 now and have mostly paid him back, but it is still something that makes me really upset. I don't think I've ever forgiven myself for being so stupid. Despite his disappointment, he bailed you out. That's a good dad. What's your relationship with him like now? My dad is like this. I only know 3 people who would drop anything and do anything for the ones they love. My dad, my Sil, and my BF. I feel so lucky to have people like that close to me. I only recently got treatment and diagnosis for bipolar, and the 3 of them kept me alive the last decade. I'm not exaggerating. My mom would have hung me out to dry, and I couldn't even be there for myself. It's caused a few recent breakdowns for me. I never deserved their help and love, yet they're still here. I would be dead if they weren't. They did this all without knowing there was a reason, bipolar, and that with treatment I could heal. Now that I have been healing, I can't thank them enough. I hope to be like them one day too. My dad had said a long time ago that he would rather do anything for those he loved, with the potential of being thanked later than regret not being there. I'm glad I can express my gratitude now. I stole $10,000 from my parents' emergency safe over the course of a few years during the height of my addiction, when a family incident occurred and we were at the point where we'd likely have to use that emergency cash in the safe. I had to tell my mom that it was all gone, and that I had spent it on drugs. It was the lowest, darkest moment of my life. My mom forgave me and used her own money to replace the cash I stole so that my dad wouldn't find out, as she knew he'd likely press charges. The worst part was that she used the bonds and the inheritance she received when her mother passed away to pay for it. Thankfully, we didn't need to use that money. Point being is, it's been 11 years and I still feel so much shame. I know exactly what you mean. I'm so grateful for my mom. I don't deserve her love at all. Do you think you'll ever get to a point where you can pay her back? I was never the most patient person, and I despise being late for things. My wife, kids and I were going to walk down and hang out at a neighbor's house for the evening. They were taking forever and my wife kept stalling and we were going to be late. I yelled at all of them to hurry up and proceeded to be pissed off the whole walk down. When we walked in, it was a surprise party for me. She was delaying because they hadn't finished the decorations yet. Felt like a complete piece of shit. This was 10 years ago and it still bothers me. Definitely taught me to be a more patient person though. Friends threw a surprise birthday party for me. And to ensure I didn't walk in too early, they got the kids from upstairs a bucket of filled water balloons and had them chase me around while they got set up. I was mowing the lawn the other day and I felt something hit me in the back. Kind of a soft plop. Here it was the neighbor's kids throwing water balloons. The next time I came by I was ready. They chucked a volley and I caught a few and nailed their little asses. Lit em up. Turned into an all-out war with them dragging up 2 full wagons of balloons and me wielding a hose. Not really on topic, but your comment sparked my memory. It was hotter than the devil too. Good times. When I was 19 I fell for one of those fake check scams. My mom had to help me pay the bank $2,500. I've since paid her back, but I was so ashamed of myself. I had never broken down and sobbed so hard in front of someone. I was about the same age when I decided to fuck with one of those fake check scammers. I did decide to deposit the check, which I knew would bounce. I made sure to not spend any of the money that was falsely in my account, and thought it'd be interesting to see exactly how the process worked. Then, Chase cancelled my account for depositing a fake check and sent me a check for my legitimate balance. Wasn't expecting that shit. Somehow, I still got screwed over by the scammer even though I was trying to fuck with the scammer. See, otherwise, you could probably have told them that it was fraud and they would have reversed that decision. But then because you had deposited it on purpose and knew that the check was fake, you technically broke twos. My grandmother was my favorite person in the world. Since I was a baby, she sent 1 real pearl at Christmas. When I was in my early 20s, she made them into a real pearl necklace. She passed away not too long after that. A few years later, I went to a school competition and lost that necklace. I still feel physically ill when I think about it. ETA, Yal, thank you. So many supportive comments. To those of you who have had the same experience, big hugs to you. I can only imagine how much that hurts. I'm so sorry. Spend some time thinking about how she would react if you were able to tell her. Maybe walk through the conversation in your mind. I doubt she would be angry. She wouldn't love you any less. Your relationship wasn't about the pearls. Maybe you could start gifting yourself one pearl every year on her birthday and start a new necklace in her honor. What an incredibly kind and thoughtful comment. Why didn't I think of this? 2 brilliant ideas. You're absolutely right too. We had a super special relationship because of who we are, not because of anything material. Thank you.